BRICS for BRICS.
For some reason, I don't think that's what you're going to tell us this morning.
Yeah, so BRICS is a group of 5 countries: Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. These are 5 emerging economies. They're some of the fastest growing economies in the world, and they have formed an alliance. This is not new, they've been around for a few years, but there's renewed interest in BRICS, particularly this year, because they are now discussing establishing their own currency for trade, which some people are speculating is going to replace the US dollar as the global currency of trade. In addition, 19 more countries have now applied to join the BRICS Union, and they're going to be meeting in a couple of weeks in South Africa to decide whether they're going to let in any new members.
What's the catalyst for that 19 countries?
I have a strong feeling that it has to do with the currency and this talk of establishing a new currency, why there is all this new interest in BRICS right now. So, you know, when you're on top, you're going to have haters, right? A lot of people want to see you fall, and that's the position that the United States is in right now. Not only that, it's not just about haters, but the United States has been using its currency, the United States dollar, to, you know, manipulate global trade somewhat. They have a lot of power because the entire world depends on their currency for global trade. And there are people, there are countries out there who don't like that, who want to be the new dominant power, China, you know, Russia, and so on.
But they had the euro, and it didn't damage the US dollar. So why would BRICS hurt the dollar in any way?
I don't think it would actually, but there is speculation about that. And like I said, I think a large part of it is the haters who just want to see something bad happen to the United States. Let me just explain as well that the BRICS currency is not really akin to what the euro is. So the countries in BRICS will still maintain their internal currencies, their local currencies. The BRICS currency that is being developed would actually be more akin to the IMF special drawing rights. You guys know what that is?
No.
So it is a currency specifically for trade. It is not a currency that you could just go out and buy. You're not going to have BRICS bucks that you can go to the shop and use. You can't buy it on the international market. It is a specific currency for a specific reason. The same way you can't go out and buy IMF special drawing rights, you would not be able to buy BRICS currency.
Okay, so Russia, not surprised. China, not surprised. Am I surprised to see? Are you surprised to see Brazil and India and South Africa in it?
Brazil, yeah.
Brazil is a pretty big country. I can't remember the statistics offhand, but their economy, I believe, is the 7th largest economy in the world, and they have a lot of people.
I'm just wondering what the catalyst would have been to have these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 together initially.
It's not, listen, just China and India alone.
Yeah.
That's like 3 billion people up to the 8 billion in the world.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
And did you know that India's population just surpassed China's?
Yes, we were. That was a hot topic one morning. So G7 needs to be quaking in their boots, or?
I don't think G7 has anything to quake about, but indeed, world order has changed, right? 70 years ago, in the 1950s, pre-1950, the UK pound, the British pound, was the dominant currency in the world. Before that, I don't know, that's before my time, right? But the history books can tell you used as international currency. And it has changed. So as new superpowers emerge, when the United States emerged as the global superpower, their dollar took over. Now everybody is looking at China. Will China be the next global super? It is a global superpower already, but will it supersede the United States? And if it does, then will the yuan take over? And that's why there's so much interest in this BRICS currency as well, because it speaks to greater influence by China on the global economy.
Yeah. If it does happen, Mrs. Reynolds, what are we talking about? 10 years on the road, 20 years on the road, what are we talking about?
That's a great question. I don't know. It all depends on the political will of the member states, which I believe is very strong for the very reasons we were just talking about. China wants to exert itself. Russia has been banned from doing international trade. India wants to exert its influence. Brazil and South Africa as well. The euro took 40 years to develop from idea to implementation. But like I said, this currency is not intended to replace the individual local currencies like the euro was. So perhaps it could be a lot faster. Perhaps it could even be a form of cryptocurrency, which might speed up the process too.
China. So you see China dominating in the way that they want to anytime soon.
You know, because we live in this side of the world, in the Western Hemisphere, we see the United States' influence as, you know, supreme. But people who live in the eastern side of the world, China already is the global superpower. And they already have the majority of people, like just the sheer number of people in the world. That economy is rising rapidly and it's definitely one to pay attention to.
Yeah. Again, if it does happen, what would happen to the US dollar? And does it affect Jamaica in any way?
Well, there is speculation about whether the value of the US dollar would decrease because it's all about supply and demand. If less people need the US dollar
Then it will
and want the US dollar, then it doesn't have as much value anymore because you have the same amount of supply but less demand,
Yeah.
and that decreases the value. So it could mean that for people who send remittances home, you're going to be getting less US dollars. This won't happen overnight, of course, but it could have that kind of impact. It could also have the reverse impact in a positive way that us trying to buy things from the United States, like going
It'll
on
be
foreign
cheaper.
things, it's going to be cheaper.
What do you think, though? What do you think?
I have to watch it. Like, who wants to sponsor me to go to China? So I can find out what's going on. Do a special report.
How you mean?
TVG, send it to China.
Wow, it's all really very exciting though as
It
you watch
is.
it unfold.
It is, and there's massive, massive interest in the topic. So I posted a video on this on YouTube and it got over 100,000 views.
Whoa.
Which is way more than usual for my channel. And TikTok saying is just blowing up. Everything I post about BRICS, there's massive interest from all over the world. And interestingly, the number one country that people viewed that video from was South Africa.
Well, how come we're not hearing about this in our little research? Because, I mean, it's the first time hearing about it.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe powers that we don't want you to know.
Maybe.
Is that a thing?
You heard about it before?
No.
I never heard about BRICS. Well, let's see. Let's see. But again, if this comes to fruition, we're not talking about this month or
No.
next year or
It will
anything
be
like
a
that.
few years down the road.
In our lifetime?
You know, I was doing an interview in Trinidad on this very topic, and the finance minister for Trinidad said this is not going to happen in our lifetime. I said, you know what, you're much older than me, so so talk to yourself.
Oh my God.
Thanks for coming.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you for having me.
Financial journalist and educator, Mrs. Cornelia Reynolds.